Welcome back to the channel. Thierry VO, Trillionaire Hustle, helping you build your financial muscle. Yes, we can all win with stocks, man. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's run it up, man. First and foremost, before I start this video, I want to give a big shout out to my brother-in-law, James. James put me on about this company a while back, told me to do my research, and you know what I mean? I've been taking a while to get around to it, but I finally got around to it. James, appreciate you, bro. This is definitely a hitter right here. This is definitely a hitter. This is potentially could be a blue blood. So James, appreciate you, bro. But anyway, right back to the video. What is the most important thing in this world? Data. We are driven by data. We are manipulated through data. Think of it this way. Let's say right now you go on your phone, you go look for toasters, right? You go look on toasters. I promise you, next time you log into Facebook, Facebook is going to be on your timeline. They're gonna have a bunch of places where you could go buy toasters from. That is, you're being marketed through data about you that have been already probably either sold off or passed off to another company, and now they're gonna manipulate you through marketing through the data that you have produced by going on your phone and typing in looking for toasters. Everywhere you go on your phone is tracked. Like, you know, people don't like to hear that, but it's just the truth, man. This piece of device right here that I'm recording on, which is data, everything I ever typed, ever wrote, ever recorded on this phone is data that's being stored somewhere. Now, with that being said, that there always needs space for data to be stored, right? Data have to be stored in these big servers and this and that. I'm not gonna get into the whole details of that, right? But anyway, I found this company, Quality Technology Services, ticker symbol QTS. Listen, this company is a beast because of what they do. Two things, right? One, the funny thing is they're a real estate company. So that means they're a REIT, right? Real estate investment trust. What do we know about REITs? REITs are forced by the government to pay back through dividends 90% of their profit. 90% of their profits have to be given back to the shareholders. Any REIT, right? Now, being that it's a REIT, we already know the benefit of a REIT. It's a real estate company, and they're only specializing in data centers, meaning that it is a REIT that's specializing in technology. That is beautiful. Technology is going to keep growing. Technology is going to be around forever, and it's just going to keep growing and keep growing better. It's going to be collecting more data from us. The more data they collect from us, the more places they're going to need to store this data. Makes sense, right? Anyway, let's go straight to the numbers of this company. Like I said, I'm loving this company. $67 a share right now. Might sound a little steep, but you can get fractional shares, right? Now, 1 year return, 12%. 5 year return, 61%. 3 year return, the last 3 years, these are just the numbers from the last 1 year, last 5 years, the last 3 years, 116% return. That means your money growing. That's all that means. That means your money is growing. That means the trajectory of this business is successful, right? Dividend 2.99, about 3% on about 3% on dividend yield. That's pretty solid, man. 3% dividend yield. I think that's just gonna grow in the future. The more money they make, the more their share price go up. That dividend, I believe, is also gonna grow the way that business is set up, right? So market cap on this business, 4.7 billion, still relatively small, 4.7 billion. Enterprise is 6.8. Remember, I told you what the enterprise is. The enterprise is the market cap, how much the business is worth, plus the debt added on top of it. So that means they all high in debt. But I broke down the debt real quick about a couple of things I found out about the debt, which is, in my opinion, it's a beautiful thing. So total debt is 1.9 billion, right? But guys, 1.8 billion of that 1.9 is long-term debt, meaning long-term debt usually are like building costs, if that makes sense, right? Let's say you're building out a building and then you need, like, you're gonna put like a 10-year payment plan on that building or whatever. So you're gonna pay that debt back over time. That's already been figured out how you're gonna pay that debt. It's not like you just needed a lump amount of money because you was about to go under. Like, they have about, what, 22 million on hand. They're operating at about a 275 million cash flow. They're operating, guys, at a 65% profit margin. That's the most beautiful thing about this company. 65% profit margin, guys. 65%. So being that debt is long-term and they're going to be paying for it, and they have a big gap, they got a 65% leeway in between to pay off that debt, man. Like, listen, this is a beautiful thing. And being that they are, the long-term debt, like I said, is from buildings usually. It's from buildings. So they're a data center company. Right now, currently, they have 7 million square feet space in North America and in Europe, and they're constantly growing. This company started in 2003. And they made their first acquisition in 2005 in Georgia for 26 million. Guys, and if you go look on their history, every year after that, they just acquiring. They're just picking up companies here, picking up companies there, they're just growing their data footprint across the world. Because remember, first, it's not a technology company, it's a real estate company. Real estate company do what? Control and own land. Now, being that they're controlling their own land and they have data centers on top of this land, the people who are renting out the space in the data center, which is people who need to store their data somewhere, they need them. They absolutely need them. They absolutely need them. They have contracts with government agencies. Some of the biggest companies you ever heard of are using this company to store their data, meaning that rent every first of the month is guaranteed, basically. So, right? 94% of the shares is owned by institution. That's another great thing, in my opinion. When all the other big boys, sometimes you gotta let them do the research for you, right? So when all the other big boys are buying up and picking up their stock, that's telling me that they did their research and they believe in this company, which gives me a little bit more confident to invest in that company, right? Now, like I said, man, they've been acquiring companies every single year. Just keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. Like, I'm looking at some of the notes I have right here. Then in January 2020, just last year, they were named the most, guys, the most, #1, most sustainable company in the world of finance. The most sustainable company in the world of finance in 2020. Like I said, real estate, technology, you can't really go wrong. There are other companies that do the same thing, but this company right now, I feel like the trajectory and being that is #2. On the previous video, remember I said sometimes it's good to be #2. Number two gives me enough information to let me know that you're good enough. You're good enough because you're one step away from #1. But it also tells me that you have enough drive in you to get to that #1 spot. There's something that's pushing you to get to that #1 spot. And by you trying to get to that #1 spot and growing, you're going to be making more money. And if I own shares in that company, I'm going to be making more money. It's simple math, man. But, guys, listen, man, we could all win with stocks. Don't take my information and go run with it and go buy QTS. This should just like make a light bulb go off on your head, and you go probably do your own research and see if you come up with the same results I come up with. I just want to see us all win. I just want to make these conversations become regular things that we talk about. Instead of talking about the latest Jordans that's dropping, I want to talk about the latest data center that QTS opened. How big is it? How many square feet? And, you know, all of that good stuff, man. Right now, like I said, they have 7 million square feet over North America and Europe. 27 data centers in total. You telling me this company is not going to get bigger to more than 27 data centers? I see 50, 80, 100 data centers in their line, like at the rate that they're growing and the things that they're doing. The guy who's running the company, man, very smart guy. But yeah, do your research. Let's make these conversations normal. Yes, we can all win with stocks. Like, subscribe, comment down below, share the channel. Yes, we could all win with stocks, man. Let's run it up. Catch me on the next one.